story begins in Suite 2806 on the 307th floor of the Southern Sorcery Tower in Hezhane, a city on an island floating a mile above the nation of Astaria below. This is a place where magic, technology, religion, and people of all varieties mingle to create new wonders every day. The city is made up of 14 massive skyscrapers with new floors being added constantly. An elevator system called the Skyway allows rapid transport up and down every tower, while food, construction materials, and other necessary resources arrive in the city daily through extraplanar portals. Helicopters bring citizens to and from the land below as dragons, angels, birdfolk, and fairies fly between the many bridges connecting the skyscrapers. You begin your morning by crossing one of these bridges to reach Suite 2807, the Hezhane office of the Relic Acquisition and Transportation Service, your current place of employment. Unofficially called R.A.T.S, this company specializes in arcane problem solving, whether that's unauthorized use of magical artifacts, mindless elemental spirits causing mayhem, a magically empowered creature loose on a rampage, or a spellcaster using their powers to harm innocents. As a branch office with lots of competition in Ayakor's largest city, it's not the most glamorous or profitable enterprise, but one your skills and knowledge are well suited for. You make enough runes, the local currency, to get by, which is more than a lot of people can say. As you pass through the sliding glass doors and enter the lobby, a rough but familiar voice greets you. You're 3 minutes late, and we have a client waiting in briefing room 2. Maybe, while you wait for the rest of your tardy crew to arrive, you can fill out that overdue reimbursement form for the new divining rod. I still can't believe your crew let the global auto security confiscate the old one. It cost 10 runes. 10 runes! I wish incompetence wasn't so expensive. Miss Agavni Vartanian, cheerful as ever, is the ratfolk woman who has been working the front desk longer than anyone here can remember, but her attitude hasn't changed one bit in all that time. She's made it very clear that she does not approve of the company's unofficial nickname, and woe be to any who uses it in her presence. She wears a fuzzy brown sweater with bifocals resting on her long snout through which she eyes you carefully, continuing to organize paperwork without missing a beat. You head through a doorway to the left of her desk and walk down a hallway, arriving at your crew's shared office space. Each of you has a desk here where you check your emails and review the schedule for the day. Eventually, all of you arrive, and you have a few moments to chat before you need to meet with that new client Miss Vartanian mentioned. Before we continue, introduce your characters, describe their appearance, and what their desk looks like, and maybe what their morning workday routine might involve.
I'll go first. LZ1 is the appearance of a medic robot. They're somewhat humanoid in appearance, just in terms of like their stature and their basic outline, but he doesn't have like synthetic skin or anything like that. He's just like a shiny white droid. He tries to stay really clean. It looks like white ceramic almost. He's got all of his emotion is conveyed through like a collection of LEDs for his eyes. They're usually blue, but then you'd be aware that if he goes to combat mode, they turn red. He has a few other LEDs scattered throughout his body that follow the same pattern. Yeah, that's about it. For a desk, he doesn't have a desk. There's like a little bit of a workbench in a corner where he fiddles with his, medical gears and supplies and stuff. But he kind of just like plugs in the corner, and his body allows him to just kind of fold instead of like sit, to where it's like a comfortable, small, compact shape out of the way.
He's just like a little desk. He folds up into a little desktop, like a desktop tower in the corner, and just like.
I wish I could fold up into a comfortable shape.
That's good. I like that.
I have a quick question. In terms of like, are we? My first thought was like Chappie, or perhaps the robots from iRobot. Am I close?
Closer to iRobot,
Okay.
like more just like sleek ceramic, trying to trying to convey the idea that this is like a medical device. Like, medical devices just super clean, like meant to be, used
Um,
in emergency situations, always polished, all that kind of stuff.
Eva, the shape of an iRobot robot, but the look of Eva from Wally,
Yeah,
Wally's
yeah.
like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
like clean ceramic white.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Uh, Mogget is a little. Oh no! Wait, this Mogget is like is a nerd. It's a is into computers. So like yeah, lots of wires, lots of like little like extra like there is a desktop with a keyboard and like a mouse, but there's like other little like there's like extra controllers and like there are actually two mice or maybe three, and one of them's like got LEDs on it, and one of them looks more like one of them's the sideways that ergonomic mouse, and one of them's like a ball mouse, and like just like lots of little like
And
like lots.
is one of them like
What?
a fabric mouse cat toy?
Yes, obviously. Um, um, just very cluttered. A lot of like little game paraphernalia, a lot of little like little puzzles, little like um um uh and work routine is like always slightly behind on the schedule and never gets good reviews on like review on this like everything written is slightly messy, doesn't quite cover the whole thing, isn't as clear as it should be. A little nervous about it, but also like not fixing it. Doesn't care that like
I'd hate to be
uh
Mogget's manager.
yes. Uh Mogget is certainly me but worse. Um
Me, but worse is most of my characters.
well, yeah, in a specific direction, but yeah, that's fair. Um
For context, I'm Jay's manager in real life.
yes, and many of those statements are very similar to the truth, Jay, except for that Jay tries hard to be better. And Mogget doesn't care very much and is an absolute mess rather than just a large mess. Um
What does Mogget look like?
Oh, pretty short for a black cat. Kind of nervous. Wears baggy clothes, big floppy hats. Um, actually, no. We can just wear a witch hat all the time. That seems like fashion in fantasy world.
Why not? We're
Um,
deciding together right now what the fashion is.
but like big hoodies, uh, big um, what's her name? Who is Dark Souls waifu? What's her name?
That doesn't narrow it down very much.
Big wizard hat waifu. Dark.
That doesn't
Not Dark
narrow it
Souls.
down.
Is it Melania?
Is it-
Not Melania. Melania is the sword lady. I'm talking about
Ronnie.
She's a witch.
Ronnie. Ronnie.
Oh,
There's the
that's
one.
familiar.
Ronnie.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean not Dark Souls, but Elden Ring. One of those this big ass hat, like
Yeah.
not that fancy, much more brown and matte. But imagine that. Like yeah, like her clothing, but less fancy, just like that, because she like is always in baggy, big like wizardly a little bit, but mine's imagine that, but only what's his face, Radagast, the dirty wizard from um
Yeah.
um Lord of the Rings, the one that has that's covered in bird shit and has a nest in his hair and stuff like that, somewhere between Ronnie and Radagast. One time you did see an animal crawl out of underneath my clothes. I don't
What animal?
like a little, like I don't know, like a little rat or something.
Gotcha. Okay.
Very fitting for the corporation.
Let's say a ferret to be like not to play out of the cat and mouse and rat, like all of the other things going on with rats in this context. So make it a ferret.
Oh, how tall is Mogget?
Mogget is like 5 foot nothing, maybe 4 something.
Cool. I forgot to ask how tall. Oh dang, I forgot your name already. Robot LZ.
LZ1.
How tall is
Um,
LZ?
what's like an average height? The robot's like 5'8". I don't know.
Cool. I have just decided. I can go next. Why not? I have just now decided that I think it would be fun to be the one that has the clean desk. Uh, that's the real fantasy. My fantasy become reality as I look at my insane mess that I have in front of me.
I can't.
Um,
Ooh. Yeah, I can't. My mess is sufficient that I have not shown you because my house is. Well, I don't know. Maybe my house is clean enough. We can make. Let's do this.
I think Ryota. First, I'll describe the person. Ryota is this is a description that I thought was fun to think about, like that somebody pointed it out. He is just tall enough that being short isn't a defining characteristic. Just barely inside the average range. Um, he has caramel skin, beard. I want him to look like me, but with dreadlocks instead of an afro. And also he probably has like a little bit of premature gray, like right at the coming in. So he looks a little older than he actually is. And he dresses. I think I just because like I said, we're inventing our own fantasy fashion. I think he wears like I think suits in this world like they go down a little longer, so they're kind of like a little more like cloaks, like suit jackets. And he comes in with a briefcase and a backpack slung over one shoulder. The backpack is like one of those like military backpacks. Not like a huge one, but just like the kind you saw people in high school with military backpacks for some reason. He's like one of those.
It's pretty common. Military style is pretty common. Tactical.
Yeah, tactical kind of backpack that he has with him. In addition to his briefcase. The desk is pretty clean and tidy, although there probably are a few like unfinished bits of paperwork that he hasn't done yet, like scattered on both sides of the keyboard. Because he just was too exhausted to fill it out last time. He was in here. So the new page that he's been given to fill out today is just going on top of the pile. What else? I'm gonna say he has allowed himself one little bit of paraphernalia on his desk, which is like a little like a logo, like a standing logo of his favorite esports team that who I haven't decided yet. Yes, he's into esports now. And what else? Is there any other questions that I have forgotten that were a part of this?
His appearance and death. Is there anything else?
Okay.
And then, once we
and
finish everyone, if y'all want to like chat a little bit in character before going to your first appointment of the day.
Sure. Yeah, I think that's it for me.
All right. Guppy is, or Draken, the Devourer, Eater of Graves, Sunderer of Homes, the Skull Taker, the Great Pressure, the Weight of the World. Guppy, stands quite tall at about I'd say, is 7'7" a good height for like basically a soldier ant?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Oh,
Yep.
Say
Yes.
7'7".
big dude.
7'7". Yep.
Big
7'7".
dude.
The towering
And
over.
yes, and as such, he kind of have that. The best way I can put it is that kind of wasp shape, even though it's also an ant shape, where
Yeah.
very thin waist, very big broad shoulders, and kind of like wider hips, where like he has a very sturdy stance. And on his shoulders that branch out, two arms each come out from them. He does wear clothes. Most of it is very almost like it's almost like curtains, almost like drapery, that just kind of hangs off him along with these like rows of different stones that have been carved or colored or painted. Some seem to be kind of almost of his people, while others clearly are like little trinkets he bought at some point. I'd be lying if I said I didn't imagine one or two of them didn't have googly eyes. He himself, his actual like almost his chitin, the kind of scales there, I'd imagine are kind of a deeper red, very dark to him, and his face kind of has this like it's not too expressionate, but at the same time, he almost has this nervousness to it at all times. Fun fact: ants actually have more eyes on the top of their forehead, which I'm going to work into the design once I get back to drawing. But with him at all times, or in his little shrine, as that's got to explain later, is his big hammer. Despite not despite, but in addition to everything I've said, I'd also imagine he wears a good bit of jewelry of like natural rocks and whatnot, including an amulet, a great many deal of rings since he's got a ton of fingers. Um, you can tell he's tried to get piercings before, but none of them have been able to like get through the shell, so that didn't end up working out. But his desk, you know those like curtains made of beads? I forget what they're called. I imagine he has that just surrounding his desk to have his own little space, and on the inside it is a cluttered mess, like a hoarder's paradise. There's a great many things, but one of the more prominent things I'll mention is his computer, running on the equivalent of Windows 7. I imagine it's one of those old dinosaurs, and he keeps it specifically because it makes a lot of noise. Because he goes like, "Oh, it's thinking." He definitely has more than a few plants. Some of them are starting to die. The ones that he has that aren't are succulents, so you gotta try damn hard to kill those. Plenty of, like, quote unquote, pet rocks with also googly eye. There's a couple, like, house shelves, not like office shelves, like furniture for a house he has bought for himself in there that he opens drawers for, and there's like loose files and papers all in them. Uh, I have a feeling he has a picture of like all of the crew just on his desk. The glass slightly cracked, but he has like a little bit of like clear plastic tape over it, like that fixes it. And there's absolutely a carpet he has installed unofficially, then had to put another carpet over the top of it because he accidentally poured his lunch onto the original one, but didn't want to clean it because he'd have to get the office supplies in. It'd be a whole thing. He doesn't think he can stick it in, just so he just plastered another one on it. So his all of his stuff is a little bit raised off the ground. It's a little obvious. It's just a mess, but kind of a beautiful sight, and you can always hear the equivalent of clattering and or wind chimes whenever he's in there, but only when he's in there, just because of how he moves around.
Can I ask you one question for clarification? You
He,
talked about having painted and carved stones, some of them important symbols, some of them funny trinkets. Where are those on the desk or are those on your person?
a little bit of both. I imagine he has like almost like these cords that kind of wrap around the drapery, and they uh, on them are kind of tied on and put through these various stones that are important to Guppy, for one reason or another. Gift he's gotten from a friend, perhaps something that reminded him of home, or perhaps something actually from home. Oh, I forgot to mention, he also has a shrine to his hammer in there. It's a bit, it's like a little bed that's already been broken because the thing is super heavy, and a bunch of like different candles, rocks of the same kind, of like this big ass meteorite with a handle on it.
Nice.
Very cool. Um,
That's- One more quick question. My keyboard, I'm typing a lot. My keyboard coming through, or is it quiet? Okay, good.
Nope, didn't notice.
So what's everyone kind of doing in this moment, or if you want to just head to meet with those clients, you can. But if you have anything here,
There's a quick, frantic typing of garbage of mediocre, um, um, of like mediocre, like poorly remembered and like, oh shit, did we do? I don't remember. Did we do that? What was the what was the case number on that shit? Like for like, like five, and like trying to get it, like hitting send on a like badly done report just before as I leave the room.
Nice. LZ1's blue LEDs are slowly blinking in and out. It kind of seems like maybe it's some kind of sleep function or something, but it's not really known, like what different modes of awake I have.
they haven't
I
invented,
imagine.
they haven't invented coffee for robots yet.
I imagine Guppy is standing by. Oh, Ryan, what was your character's name again?
Ryota.
Standing by Ryota's desk with like one of those cups for water from the cooler, but it's comically small for him because he's so large that he just kind of goes. So, good game last night, right?
Sorry, not right now, Guppy. I gotta fill this out. Yeah, right. The case was sorry. I haven't had my coffee today. The case was 34-923B or something like that. I can never remember these things.
Thanks. I'll type the wrong one in, but try.
It's the one where we hit stuff and we got it done.
Sure.
Sounds like all of them.
Yeah.
Just desperately struggling to fill out the pile of paperwork on his desk and just like occasionally like starting to like doze off a little bit. Oh wait, hold on. Yeah, right. We got the briefing. The briefing. Right.
Okay. LZ1 will stand up and just say, "Perfect timing. I'm ready to go."
Right. Okay. Tries to adjust his suit to look professional.
Yeah. Let's go. Hopefully we meet interesting people.
So you leave your desk and head back down the hallway past the lobby to where the meeting room is. On the way, you pass by the water cooler that draws water directly from the ceaseless sea, also called the elemental plane of water. There are two other coworkers there chatting about last night's hexball game. Can you believe Anita's block at the end of the first half? I've never seen someone cast two force fields so quickly, back to back. I did. Too bad the Phoenix is still lost. Clempier's shadow manipulation is the best we've seen since the 20s. When he covers so much of the field in darkness, no one can tell what direction that ball's coming from. Eventually, you pass through a door into a room with a wide window that looks out at the Novenary skyscraper, the one next to the one you're in. And the room includes a long conference table. There's two people already here. An older goblin with dark green skin, gray combed over hair, and a cheap but well-kept suit, who introduces himself as Plakir Pigrit, and a teenage snake-headed girl with flowing blue robes and turquoise scales browsing on her spell phone that the goblin introduces as Sidasta. So he says, thank you kindly for taking your time out of your busy schedule to help me out, sirs. Plakir promises he won't waste any more of your time than he has to. You see, Plakir's son, Blarm, has gone missing. Blarm's studying at Hezhane Academy just like Sidasta here, and He was supposed to come home for the holidays, but Fakir hasn't heard anything from him since the last day of classes. Over 3 days ago. Sadasa told me Barnes been visiting someone called the Genie in Perla Tower. Fakir doesn't know who that might be, but it sounds like there's some sort of mage. Fakir doesn't mess with magic, so he figured someone like R.A.T.S might be able to help him find Barm. Think you'd be interested? I can pay each of you 3 runes if you can find anything. And runes are the currency here. They just translate to wealth in Volition 1-to-1.
I'm certainly willing to take a look. Is there any? So is there where was he last seen, or where is this? Oh.
I mean, I haven't seen him in a few months now, but
Oh no.
or Sadasa, what was the last time you saw him? And she just says, without looking up from her spell phone, we had our last finals together 3 days ago, as Hakira said.
Okay.
Right, and you said that they were spending time with this this mage you were talking about. Can you give us a little more detail about that person, perhaps?
All we know is that this person's called the Genie. Blarm would go visit them in Perla Tower. I mean, he never mentioned anything about it to Pakir. Just Sadasta Pakir asked Sadasta about it when Blarm didn't show up, and she mentioned the Genie then. Wish I could tell you more, but Pakir's hoping that you, kind sirs, might be able to help find out more information about this Genie.
I guess we can go look, have a talk look in the tower. Which tower is this again?
Perla Tower is where
Perla.
Sadasa said that Blarm would go.
Old family.
LZ1 doesn't really understand that much about the way people talks, so he'll just mention, yes, of course, we've been hired to do this. Why? Well, yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah. Okay. Anything we should know before we head there? Is there any? I can do a base knowledge check to know anything about the Perla Tower. Anything we should know about Perla Tower?
What? Do you have a relevant talent, or do you want to use general knowledge?
I do not have a relevant talent.
So what's your general knowledge?
1.
Okay. So Perla Tower is one of the 14 skyscrapers, and I say skyscrapers, they're much bigger than any one we have in the real world. This is the largest city in the world, and it's split between these 14 towers and not much more than that. So you would need to do some investigation and just searching around for information about this person to have any chance of finding them. So Perla Tower is kind of operated by Perla Studios, which is the largest corporation for entertainment, movies, and music productions. Each of the towers is kind of maintained and constructed by one of the major corporations in Hezhane. So all the famous musicians have their Perla Studios functions as both a record label and a movie production studio, and the tower has lots of facilities to help that kind of stuff. Also lots of venues, movie theaters, things of that sort. But it's all of the towers are a mix of both the primary corporate interests as well as living spaces, artificial parks, transportation services. So this person might be involved in working in one of those industries, or might just be living in that space because that's what they could afford.
Yep. I mean, it seems like the sort of thing we go poke at. We ask questions. Smile and wave at people.
At the very least, we can take a look. We'd be happy to, Mr. Sorry, I've forgotten the name because I
It's
am not in
Plakir,
the world
sir.
with these people. Sorry, Plakir. Now, you have filled out the form with all the relevant information so that we can identify your son Blarn when we see him, correct?
Yes.
Do you have like a picture?
Great. Yes, and you submitted a photo into the form, correct?
Yes, all that should be taken care of. I think I filled out all the information. Plakir was a little confused. There was a lot of forms to fill out, and the kind lady at the front desk was a little pushy about getting it done. But if you need anything, and he sends you his spell phone number. If you need anything, feel free to call me.
Of course.
Plakir can't always promise to answer if Plakir's working. Plakir's clients don't take kindly to interruption. But
Interesting.
but Plakir will respond as soon as he's able.
All right. Now, sorry, forgive me for asking. Just trying to gather as much information as possible. Can you tell me what your line of work is? Would you have any reason to think that perhaps someone might come after your son in order to harm you in some way?
No, that wouldn't make any sense at all. Plakir is one of the best Skyway taxi drivers in Hezhane. And so there's a public transportation on these skyways. There are elevators that go up and down the towers. But the private taxi services for individuals are pretty much only available to the very wealthy. So Plakir and others like him will it's more like a chauffeur type situation than like a typical taxi driver. And so, he makes it's a kind of job where you make decent money. That's how he's going to be able to afford to hire your services. But also you imagine that a lot of the upper crofts kind of take advantage of his services without really paying too much attention to him or who's piloting their Skyway cars, and maybe gets lots of weird requests and stuff like that. So it pays the bills, but it can be a rough job for some people.
All right, that's good to know. And Sandesta? Is that the name?
Sadasta.
Sadasta. Barn wasn't talking about anything unusual before he disappeared, correct? Was there any sort of discussion of getting into new things, or perhaps disconnecting from friends more than usual?
Alright, to see how much information she provides, I'm going to need you to make a roll. So do you have a talent that you think is appropriate here? Otherwise you can roll untalented.
Probably not. Maybe tactics, but probably not. I think I'm just gonna have to roll untalented.
Okay. So if you click on the dice next to untalented, what's up?
Can I help with insight?
Yeah. So there's two ways to help. You can turn it into a group roll, which happens before you roll, or you can wait and see if Ryota fails, in which case you can help after the fact.
Right. Well, then I'll help after the fact.
Okay.
All right.
Fact.
I'm just gonna have to do untalented. It's fine.
All right, and then Sadasa is kind of quiet, but at least Maga can pick up that she does have some concern for her friends, so I'll give you an advantage on this. So this will be a D10 fortune die.
D10, got it. Ooh. Do you see the dice rolls when I roll them?
I'm
Yeah.
supposed to.
I did.
I did. I
Oh.
see a hit and a miss.
Okay. I have multiple tabs open and it showed up on my other tab. I just realized that. Okay, so hit and miss. Okay.
Tegan get J Gaming.
So,
Get him out of here.
I think
Oh.
I think Tegan
Tegan hopped in for a hot second.
for like a split second and then disappeared
gotcha.
to the ether.
All right. So, Ryuta, she says, I last saw Blarm after finals. He said he wasn't sure how well he did. So he was going to go visit the genie. But he was eager to get back home and excited to see his family again.
And did he imply that this genie could help him with his poor performance in the finals?
I'm not sure. He never said much about the genie.
All right.
And Ryota, the way that I mean, you can tell that she's a little out of her element and kind of nervous to be in a place like this. But you do pick up on that like kind of concern of that she has of her friend, and you're starting to maybe think that she doesn't. Like you kind of expect to see a little bit more effort on her part, if that makes sense.
Okay.
To like provide information and help out.
Can I use my improvise action along with the talk free action? And I just want to say, I'll just kind of step a little closer to her and then try to make my like blue eyes as wide as possible and stare right into her and say, Sadasta, if there's anything you can say that would help us, please say it now.
Okay, yeah, so you can make a roll.
So I think for me, this is going to have to be just totally untalented.
Okay.
Unless improvise is, what is this?
I mean, improvise is more like when we're in turn order and you're just doing something that's not covered by the other rolls.
Yeah, that's just like one of those things. So then, yeah, so this is just a untalented.
Okay. I'm going to give you a straight roll, so D8 fortune die.
Okay, where are all the dice? Where are they?
You click on the die next to the talent or next to untalented if you're doing that.
And then select the fortune die. Cool.
Yeah.
I totally missed.
Okay, so you can either spend a stamina to re-roll, or someone else can describe how they help by rolling one of their talent dice. You can't help untalented. But if you fail the help, you get an additional complication. But if you succeed,
okay,
it's a success.
Let me try to re-roll.
Okay.
It's not working.
Nope. All right, so she kind of like shrinks away and says, here's I guess my spell phone number if you want to text me for anything else, but I need to get going. My mom was gonna take me to shopping this afternoon, and she kind of gets up and starts walking away. And Ryota, you're kind of a little put off by LZ1 like getting so involved and causing potential information to be lost. So, okay, so LZ1 you become overbearing. Um,
Okay.
which means that, well, you can explain how that works if you want.
Yeah. So basically, I tried to help too much. I saw Ryota trying to get information, and it wasn't going exactly as planned. So I stepped in when I shouldn't have. So I am overbearing towards Ryota. That makes you weakened, and any complications that I suffer will also be suffered by you.
No,
Um,
any
and this,
that the other way. Sorry, any that Ryota would suffer, you suffer instead.
oh, okay, I'll suffer as well. So yeah, so this is a condition that will end as soon as you succeed on a roll or we eliminate the threat. So assuming we're not going to eliminate this threat here, we'll be waiting for a success.
I mean, it's eliminate any threat,
Clothesliner.
that might happen. So, Ryota, if you go to the
Speaking
conditions
of.
tab and press the green plus, you should be able to search in there for a weekend and then add that to your character sheet. Cool.
Got it. Okay.
Okay. And the other thing to note is that all conditions end if you perform any activity that takes more than a few minutes. So it's kind of just for this scene, you have that effect.
Yeah.
And as Sadasa leaves, Plakira is like, wait, but they might still, and she just kind of heads out. And Plakira,
I have a question.
Mhm.
How bad is it if you were to use magic on someone? Like, socially, how bad is that scene? Because Guppy's action that he'd like to perform here, since he's got telekinesis and gravity manipulation, is like, oh, this person's walking out, we still need information. Just grasp, pick up, put back in chair.
So, from a cultural perspective, it very much depends on the type of magic. So, things that mess with like souls, like necromancy, and also like enchantment, like mind manipulation stuff, are very like, um, if certain parties see you doing that, like you can get like thrown in jail. Um, the the same is also true, but maybe to a lesser extent for elemental magic, because there's some cultural taboos here just related to some of the history of Aokora and things that have happened, more so than specific reasons. For all other types of magic, it's kind of treated, as if somebody did a similar thing without using magic, essentially. So in your case, it would be the same as if you went and like physically grabbed her or something like that, which different people will react different ways. And what I'll tell you is, because grasp is a power, I believe, which means you need a roll to activate it. So if you roll any complications, that will play into how people react to it, probably. But if you succeed on it with no complications, then you'll accomplish that, and you won't have to worry about anything like that.
I'd like to attempt that as Guppy just being like, "Oh, we're not done talking. Gotta grab this person. Like we're still getting the intro part of the job." And they think they're being helpful right now by doing this. So how hard would this one be?
So I'm gonna give you one disadvantage because she is trying to get away and is kind of spooked already, and you kind of got to be quick to react to catch her in time. So that'll make it a hard difficulty with the one disadvantage.
Yeah. A roll with complications.
Okay. How am I not coming up on mine?
I didn't see that one either.
I didn't see the dice roll. I just got the information.
Yeah, sometimes it's kind of laggy, I guess. But yeah, all right. So if you got the power, then okay. So she and the grasp is a condition that your telekinesis applies.
Let's see here. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So
Okay.
looking over it, grasp. Yep, grass creature is immobilized as a free action. You can cause the grass creature or object to move through the air a close distance in any direction. If you are grasping a character, this condition ends early if you stop focusing.
Okay, so describe how that scene, how that kind of looks with you using the magic and what effect it has on her.
So it's this purple energy that kind of just glows throughout the various stones and meteorites decorating Guppy's body as he just like reaches out a singular hand from his fore and just makes a turning motion to rotate and then pulls his hand back to like drag her through the air trying to get her back to the seat. Uh, for the complication, can I have a say on it, or would
Sure.
you prefer?
Go for it.
I imagine, I imagine Guppy, especially if this is a very fast reaction, was trying to get her back into the seat, but may have, and of course you can go in a different direction with this if this doesn't work, but like may have like yoinked a bit too fast and kind of threw her into the back of the chair. Not in a damaging way, just in a like a I don't know how to describe it other from like a sound effect of crashing.
A thump, a little rude.
More dramatic
Yeah.
than you were hoping for.
Yes.
Yeah. So you do that, and you know the rolling chairs. So it kind of like rolls back a bit and does like a little spin around with her kind of like frozen in place out of like shock. Um, and Plakir also looks kind of like put off by this.
Yeah. Mago will be like, it's not quite. We don't.
We're not done asking. We're
Yeah,
not done asking questions.
but I think she's free to free to go.
Oh,
Yeah, I think immediately like Mogget and Ryota are gonna like
Yeah,
try
like-
to jump into good cop mode. Like,
Yeah,
hold on, hold
immediate
on,
good
hold
cop
on.
mode. Immediate aggressive good coppery. Um,
Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. She's. We're not gonna hold her here against her will.
yeah. We'll do our best to find your friend. We'll let you know if we find anything important soon. Uh, thanks.
but what if like she's holding information we need, and if we don't have it, he dies or something.
Wh-
I think that's
We can talk about that in a moment. All right.
Yeah.
Here, Sadasta. Why don't you take my number and you let me know if you remember anything or come across anything that might be helpful in finding your friend. All right. And then you are free to go. We are not here to arrest you.
yes.
Yeah, okay. Look, I told you everything I think is relevant. If I think of anything else that might help, I'd want to see Barm get taken care of.
We'll let you know if we can get if anything more specific will be useful. Don't worry about it.
Can I go now?
Absolutely.
Thanks. See, heads out.
Guppy's looking down and gently tapping his fingers together like he's done something wrong. Like a dog who's gone in the trash but knows he shouldn't have.
All right. Note to self: Guppy has fingers. Good to know.
Plakir says, Plakir, appreciate the kind sir's enthusiasm for doing whatever it takes to find Barm, but Plakir trusts that you won't handle Barm so harshly when you find him, right?
That is a safe assumption.
Thank you, sirs.
We will make sure it's handled gently.
I will grasp him firmly but gently.
I will make sure that he is unharmed.
So I'm used to breaking rocks. And people.
Magat is going to be a little bit nervous and like trying to like usher us out of this room, out of the social interaction. Like she's visibly nervous and like, we can go.
All right.
Not a roll, but like a little bit of like yeah, I like enchantment magic to be like pulling gently, like a little like here, yeah, like a little like a game arrow, like in front of everybody's eye, like behind the people being like arrowing out the door. Um,
Right. We here. You will have my spell phone number as well, and we will make sure that This voice is drifting too much. Give me a second. I need to figure out what this character sounds like. If if you think of anything, if any more information comes to light, if you hear from him, obviously let us know. Trust us, we are on the case. All right.
Pakir appreciates that. Um, Keep me updated on what you find, and if and let Pakir know as soon as you find any news about Barm or how he's doing.
Of course.
All right. So at this point, you have a skyscraper that has something somewhere to go to, but you don't know where or who. So it's kind of up to you what kind of method you want to use to kind of find more information about this genie or any other details about Barm. So if somebody has any ideas, feel free to narrate it, and we'll kind of figure it out from there. But one option is just for everybody to participate in a group role as everybody investigates together. And that'll still involve each person kind of describing what they do individually, and then based on the results of that role, we'll see if you find more information as you investigate. There's also the recall action, which might give you some information if you have anything relevant, where you're guaranteed information, no roll is required, but the detail of that information and how much you get is dependent on your talent levels or your general knowledge level. So there's a couple different mechanical options, but also if you have any narrative ideas, feel free to.
Well, first thing I want to do once we're kind of just in our group is I want to turn to Guppy and say, Guppy, you were right. She had more information, and when we go in with limited information, our combat outcomes are less than satisfactory.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I didn't mean to throw her into the chair, though. I was trying to, just gently put her in it, but And he just makes some
she was
motions
not
with his
hurt.
various arms.
I addressed no injuries on her.
do you have a do you have a psychological processing at all?
Right. She very clearly knew something that she didn't want to share with us. But if we treat people too harshly, then we lose them as avenues of information.
Yeah, my lights will just like flicker out, and I'm just kind of quiet for a minute. And when I come back, it's like I'm not even thinking about this anymore.
just yeah. Well, I'm happy to do that group role. Margit is happy to go hang out in space in places that might be relevant. I'm gonna obviously throw insight and just be a little I'm not that much older than these kids and into the same things they are, so I think I am.
Okay. So we're gonna do like a montage of how we're investigating.
Mechanically, how it works is everyone describes what they're doing, and then you pick a talent or untalented as usual, but we tally together all the total number of successes or failures. And if you have more successes than failures, you succeed with no complications. If you match, you get one complication, and if you have more failures than successes, then you fail at the roll. So
Gotcha.
From your side, it's kind of the same as doing an individual roll. It's just the way we determine the results is slightly different.
Gotcha. I have an idea.
But yeah.
Clearly, Sadasta knows something that she wasn't telling us. So I want to see if I can find out more information about her from her, perhaps in a more roundabout way. First thing I want to do is try to just stalk her social media and also the social media of. Sorry, was it Blarm or Barm?
Blarm.
Blarm with an L. Okay. I want to just check the social media of both her and Blarm, and just like going back the past few like couple of months, and see if I see anything unusual for teens of today, other than the usual stuff.
All right. So, do you have a talent that you think will help there?
It's a good question. I think that I might. Do you feel like tactics might be relevant? Because this is about preparation, strategy, and planning.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
And Sadasa is fairly active on social media. Blarm less so, but not nothing. So I'll give you one advantage on this. So you're gonna roll tactics and a D10 fortune die, but we'll get to what everyone else is doing before we can all roll at once.
Gotcha.
I feel like Guppy, he's gonna be using a little bit of muscle here around the area where the skyscraper is asking about the genie. He does not have intimidation, but oh, what's up?
Sorry, I didn't mean to roll the dice. Then it was an accident.
I'm not seeing any dice rolls on my side. Dang. But yeah, Guppy's he doesn't have the intimidation talent yet, but he does want to still like you throw his weight around. He's a rather large, imposing fellow, and as shown before, he's well, good intentioned. He's willing to use his magic to keep people for questioning. So yeah.
Okay.
I presume this is untalented, right?
I mean, if you're using like telekinesis to be kind of rough with people to get them to speak with you, I think that you can roll that instead.
Heck yeah.
The let's see. But you know, as we saw, people don't always react well to being roughhoused, so I'm gonna make this one hard for you. But we'll get to that roll in a second. One thing I also wanted to mention, if you go to the experiences tab, near the bottom there's a thing for untalented experience. So anyone who's rolled untalented so far can click that. You can only earn one of those experience points per session, and then it'll get applied at the start of next session.
Yeah.
But
I don't get to because I re-rolled, right?
yes.
Yeah.
Does it say that on the button?
That's what it says, and I assume that's what it meant.
Yeah, that's a rule I recently had to set. This
Yeah.
was wanted to make sure. Yeah. And this includes in this group roll if you do untalented. All right, so telekinesis. Who's next?
Yeah, I mean insight. I'm gonna go again. I guess I already said that. I'm gonna do insight. Go to there. Is that easy or like normal?
Where are you going? Because my plan is to just kind of follow Margit wherever she goes at this point.
My plan was just to hang out, go to the local hangout spots of just like nearby the kids near here.
Gaming cafe?
Do things. What?
A gaming cafe or something? I'm just trying to think like where Moggy would
Hang
be
out like
familiar with.
literally like hang out in nearby, social like cafe yeah, gaming cafe is excellent place to go looking for like evidence of whatever happened here. And yeah, just like try and like hear stories of local kids about like to hear about maybe this character, this genie.
Okay, yeah, so that'll be insight and that'll be standard. And LZ1?
Yeah, actually, I changed my mind. I feel like Guppy chose the most dangerous path here. So I'm just going to go basically stand by the doorway in any room Guppy goes into, and I'm just standing by to protect Guppy if somebody responds negatively to him.
Okay. Yeah, don't think any of your talents will apply, so that'll be untalented. Um, and
Sorry, remind me, who is Guppy going to interrogate again? Sadasta? Or
Just
Anyone he can find that looks any bit suspicious, ask him about the genie. If they don't have truly don't have any information, move on to the next.
Like we're going to Perla Tower, right?
yeah,
Like
but
the
like Tower
location.
is
Yeah,
like a city,
yeah.
right? It's like going to like
it's-
New Orleans and being like, let's go find this person, right? That's the vibe, correct?
yeah, but it's also not like it's you cross a bridge and you're in Pearl Towers. But yeah, that's pretty much the
Yeah.
idea.
So we don't have good leads, but we can still just walk around saying, "Do you know this person? Do you know this person?" Whatever.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
and
That's correct.
follow like this one role is going to cover several hours of investigation. And all right, so and I'll give you LZ1. I'll give you hard as well, just like Guppy. So now everybody can roll their dice, and probably the easiest thing is to just send me a Discord message with your result because all the dice flying across the screen, I'm not going to be able to keep track of it.
It's standard.
For yours was standard, yes.
Success. Oh, I can. I'm discording. It's DM.
Either way.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so we got clean success, success with complication. So that's 3 and 1 so far.
Dang, I rolled another with complications.
Success or
I did
both?
no.
Both?
It's saying you just rolled with complications, and it doesn't say anything about success.
Oh, that might be. Did you see what the dice were?
No, I've unfortunately not seen any dice so far.
Okay. Might need to start using some physical dice until I get some of those issues sorted out. But
Which browser are you on?
Firefox.
Maybe that's the difference. I'm on Chrome.
I'm on Firefox now. I hear the sound effect, but I don't see the dice roll. But also the fact that the pop-up didn't say success or failure is probably a bug. Ryan, did you roll?
I did, and I DM'd you that I got a success with no complications.
I'm gonna try rolling again after reloading. No, it just says you rolled with complications again.
Weird. Okay, I'll figure it out. All right, so that's more successes.
Try and find some physical dice.
Yeah, that's more successes than complications. So y'all, since it's a group roll, you succeed with no complications. So all of you kind of find different pieces of information from various sources and keeping in touch with each other, sharing what you find, and eventually you're able to determine a few facts. So the genie is. The genie is someone who operates something called a soothing clinic in Perla Studios. It's not something that's super. It's not technically illegal, but it's not. It's definitely bordering that line. It's a place where people go to have enchantment magic like done to them for various purposes.
It's drugs.
That's one way, but there's other services that the genie provides. His place is called Oasis in a Bottle, and it's not advertised, and like you only find some like vague references to on the internet, but you are able to determine its location and how to get to it. And so, do y'all want to head there now, or do anything else first?
What did you call it? Magic in a bottle?
Oasis in a Bottle.
Oasis.
And sorry, did this it's just located in Perla Tower, or is it associated with Perla?
It's just
the
located there.
corporation? Okay.
No, this is like I said, like it's not technically. So the corporations kind of control most of the power in Hezhane, and most of like law enforcement is through them. So there's not a lot of like things that are strictly legal or illegal. It's more about like what do the corporations want to permit or not permit. This is something that the corporations typically don't permit, or at least if they do, they're not going to be very public about it. Like, does that make sense? So like,
It's generally frowned upon.
yeah, that's
So it's like red light district stuff.
basically.
All right. Well, I don't see any reason not to go check the place out. Definitely. I don't want to go on guns blazing just yet, but just check the place out.
We don't even know where it is, do we? We have not been
Yeah,
told
so
where it is.
you found a location as part of your
Okay.
investigation. So you have like an address.
Okay. I'm happy to go see a place. You know.
So you start heading that way, and you begin crossing a bridge leading to Perla Tower. The bridge is nearly 40 feet wide, with dozens of people from all walks of life heading one way or the other. There's a dwarven man arguing with someone on his spell phone, insisting there's another way to transport Arkload without paying Spayish taxes. You see an elven child spit over the edge and watch it fall as her mother scolds her. A pair of dragons fly around each other before crossing over the bridge, their brass scales momentarily blocking the sun's light from shining upon you. Looking down between the towers, you see dozens of crisscrossing bridges, thicker connectors housing transport. Because the skyway moves in all directions, not just up and down, but across and between towers as well. Far below, you see a few trees and lakes on the parts of the island surface that's not covered in skyscrapers. Above you, towers rise high into the sky, clouds obscuring their highest points, but not the sound of heavy machinery continuing to build them taller. As you reach the midpoint of this long bridge, you notice some commotion on the far end. Several tall, thick creatures made entirely of stone are pounding large fists on the ground near where the bridge connects to the tower. Every time they do, it shakes a little bit. There's no construction barricades or other signs indicating this is official repair work. Several of the people walking by are looking concerned, but continuing to go about their business and trying not to get involved. So, like, there's probably a half dozen or so of these stone creatures, like, slamming onto the bridge, and it shakes a little bit. As you kind of move closer, a few people start to, like, talk, and you hear some voice say, what's going on over there? Is that right? Is that safe? What do you do?
Does it look safe? My instinct that is not safe, but like, what is this?
My instinct that it's not safe, and also none of my business.
LZ1 will just say, I suggest we don't cross the bridge at this time.
I think we're already on the bridge, though, right?
Yeah, you're about halfway across.
Yeah. So I mean,
the bridge itself is like 200 feet long.
I'm trying to convince y'all to walk back the other way, but I think I know that you're not going to.
Do these stone figures look like they're all uniform, right? They all look like they were from something, right? Do they have like any markings on them that identify what they are, or who made them, or
Do you
where
have
they're from?
General knowledge or a talent that might give you some information?
I have 2 general knowledge.
Okay, so that means so general knowledge you can apply to pretty much anything, and I'll give you 2 details about that thing. So you can tell that these are earth elementals, and you can tell that they are rarely seen outside of the elemental planes unless they are summoned by someone. particularly in a city like this, you don't see elementals very often.
Very more frowned upon than the alternatives, than the other things we've been talking about.
Mhm. That doesn't look right. Something's wrong here. Hold on just a moment. I think now is going to be my time to use one of my cool magic things. I'm going to look down at my watch, which is not actually a watch. It's literally just a mirror on a strap. And I'm in the mirror. I would like to use to see a bit of the future. I would like to use augury.
Okay. What does that do?
And I get to ask a yes or no question about a specific event within the next 7 days. The narrator will tell you the source's answer.
Okay.
My yes or no question that I would like to ask is, if we do nothing, are these creatures going to destroy the bridge?
Okay. So augury is a minutes activity, so it takes a few minutes to perform, which you're able to do. And how does your watch give answers? Is it like a magic 8-ball kind of thing where this is the answer appears, or is it like you see like a video of it in the?
Yeah, I was thinking it's like it gives like a brief like vision of like a possible future. Like I'll just like see what happens for just like a couple of seconds.
Yeah, so you looking in your watch, you see it's kind of like a video of like from your perspective, and you see them hit the in the like video hit the bridge like one last time, and then a crack cuts across the whole thing, and it breaks and falls, and you see yourself plummeting through the sky before the video cuts out.
That is definitely not good. These things are destroying the bridge, and I don't see any sort of. They're not getting people off the bridge. This is a problem.
My lights go
I'm-
red,
I'm
and
back, by the way, I couldn't find my
unholster.
dice. Been here a little bit. Guppy is going to take his hammer, look at it, let it charge with arcane might, and nod.
All right, so who's gonna take the first action?
How far away are these from us?
They're currently far from you, so you are. Look at this. So, we'll get into turn order in a second. The order that y'all go in turn order is up to y'all. Kind of whoever goes first narratively. So you can, just as a recap, you can do any number of free actions on your turn, and then after that you can do one primary action. And once you finish the primary action, your turn's over. So
Okay.
as a free action, you can step, which takes you a near distance. So it takes 2 steps to get within close range of them, which is like melee. You also have an option you can do each free action once per turn though. So you can only step once per turn, but there's another action called dash, which lets you step again, but that is your whole turn. And then you might have other free actions or actions that you might want to use, or things that give you like ranges on things. Anyone can make an attack from a near or close distance that deals 1 damage, but your abilities probably give you more damage under certain circumstances and things like that. So,
Shoot.
who would
Sorry,
like to
be
go
right
first?
back.
Quick question, how sentient are these creatures? Do we know? Like, are they just like mindless things that just do what they're told, or can I go up and like ask them what they're doing?
So I'll say that you did the recall on them already, and I gave you 2 details. A 3rd detail would have been an answer to that question, but you don't know.
Okay. Well, I guess before resorting to violence, I would like to like go up and like try to shout out to them, like, "Pardon me, pardon me. I'm slipping back into will constantly. I have to fight against my will instincts. Excuse me. I'm like just like walking up closer and just like calling out to these people. Can you explain what all of this is? What you're doing here? Why you appear to be destroying the bridge?"
They ignore you.
Okay. So I've got my pistol out, and I'm walking up to people, and like I don't mean to be threatening, but I'm like glaring at them with my red eyes, and I'm just like holding my pistol like this, and I'm asking everyone to please get off the bridge as fast as possible.
All right. Go ahead and make a roll to see how many people you can convince to get off in time.
Can I use gunnery because I have a gun out, or should I
Yeah,
do
definitely.
untalented?
No, you can roll gunnery.
Yeah. So I'm not really meaning to be threatening, but I am waving a gun around and saying this is not where you want to be.
Yeah. I'm gonna give you 2 advantages on this because they're already a little concerned, and as kind of I mentioned before, like there's sort of a cultural concern or like worry with elementals and elemental magic. So people are already on edge, and you kind of get the sense that the crowd was sort of looking for an excuse to like take this seriously, if that makes sense.
Yeah, they're just like stuck in mob mentality and no one's moved yet. Okay, so that makes it very easy.
Yep.
Oh. Okay, it's not working. I'm gonna try again. I'm gonna re-roll my talent die.
Okay.
Okay, I got a success with a complication.
Okay. Yeah, so you managed to get, and people
Well,
are like,
it's just 2 complications actually, because I re-rolled.
well, I might need to tweak it. So reroll does not add another complication, only aiding does, because you're re-rolling the same die, so you're turning one from a complication into a success.
Yeah.
So it's just 1.
Okay.
So, over the next couple moments, we're going to say that everyone's able to get off the bridge with no harm to any bystanders. But that doesn't happen immediately, but it's just like over the next couple moments. But we'll see what happens. As a complication,
Can I make a suggestion for a complication? Yeah. Is that a thing I can do? People start getting off the bridge, but perhaps not in a calm, collected manner like we might want them to be.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good. So they...
And I'm just standing there being like, please, like, exit, single file.
Okay, so I like that idea. So one other mechanic that is not super visible to like players, but that narrators have in Volition are hazards. So I'm going to add a riot hazard to the scene. As the people get away, but they start breaking into a riot. And hazards have additional complications I can perform for future ones. So the complications that a riot has started, and then if the more complications are rolled, that might cause problems. So, yeah, they're getting away, but they're also kind of getting in your way in the same time. Who's next?
I think it's Margit's turn.
Yeah, Margit is just gonna try and how Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go play with one of the golems. I'm gonna like show my, like, go over to one of the golems. I'm gonna cast enchant a golem. Wait, how far? They're 2 turns away. I don't think enchant works at that. So I think I might just run towards.
What's the distance on the town?
Near. It's near.
Near.
That's
so you can step near. So currently you're far. If you step near, or if you step once, then you become near to them. So you can do that for me.
Yeah, step near and enchant one of the. Send a game invite to one of the golems. Okay. They don't have a toy to play with, so it will be directly to their brain. But that's what I do.
All right.
How?
So you because they're not as familiar with gaming as most people. This is going to be a hard roll, and because you're directly engaging with the Earth Elementals, I'm going to add a danger die in.
Yeah.
So I'll roll that one, and then you can roll hard fortune with it. Okay, well, I don't get.
I did not get my roll. I didn't get a roll. Oh, there we go. No, I cleaned it. So.
Okay.
Success without complication.
I rolled a complication on the danger die though, so you don't want
I know. The complication. That's fine.
No, clean success and then a complication on the danger die.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
That's all good and well. You're allowed to have to
Let's see.
assault me.
All right. So the Earth Elementals are a group. So you actually,
Enchant the whole party.
yeah.
Nice.
All right. But you have to remain focused.
Yeah, I am so focused.
And the let's see. Okay, so how does what does it look like to everyone else as Mog gets cast? this spell?
It's like some VR screen pops up, and I just toss a controller, like toss out controllers to the fucking monsters. Just
Alright, so the Earth Elementals stop attacking the bridge and pick up the controllers and start fiddling with the joysticks. They're doing the motions of playing the game, but they're like button mashing basically.
yeah, they're just clicking. Yeah, they're just clicking, but
It's like dazzling lights.
yeah, they're just like it's like a fucking cat pawing at the lights on the screen. Gets the job done. Tracks them.
And then if you could add the focusing condition to yourself.
Yeah, I was gonna just ask, am I still weakened?
No, we've had minutes long activity since then, so you shouldn't be.
Okay, that's fine.
Focused or focusing?
Focusing.
I have focused.
Are they both from game rules?
I say all conditions, FOC. I have focused, I have hold tight, enthralled, dazzle, enrage, invisible, banish, performing, and grasp.
Focus.
I'm focused.
Okay. Right. Okay. So basically, you have to spend each turn maintaining that.
Very happy with that.
So the complication is that somebody in the crowd kind of bumps into you as you're focusing on this, and you kind of stumble a bit, and you are near the edge of the bridge because that's where the Earth Elementals were. So now you gain the condition teetering. So like, and all you see, Mogget is kind of like focused on keeping them controlled, but like gets knocked against the side of the bridge, and it's like, if you want to describe what that condition does.
If a teeterer does anything other than resist this condition successfully, they become hanging. Another character who isn't hanging or teetering that can reach this character can help stabilize them as a free action. And I assume hanging is bad news.
Yeah, so this is part of the chasm hazard. So right now you're teetering. The next time you perform a primary condition or primary action, if you don't resist the teetering condition, you're going to start hanging, and then if you fail to stop hanging, you're going to fall off the edge. So it's kind of 3 steps, with the third step being falling into, thousands of feet down to the ground.
Instant death.
Yeah. So basically, everyone else can see Mogget like teetering on the edge, and if nothing changes until Mogget's turn, she'll have to decide whether to try to catch herself, but then that'll release the Earth Elementals, or focus on maintaining the Earth Elementals, but then start hanging off the side of the edge. So
Well, I want to rush over and I'm going into action mode now, so I would like to go rush over and grab Mogget. Just
okay. So
I feel like I've had to rush over and grab Mogget before. Like this is not the first time.
Did we lose Burger hasn't had a
dear.
turn yet.
Yes, we lost him.
Okay. Burger said he's getting sick. So we'll say that Guppy was following up some other leads before coming to the breach.
Okay.
So Guppy's not here currently, but the three of you are here. So
So yeah, that makes it Ryota's turn then.
Yeah, I just want to rush over and grab Mogget and prevent her from falling off the dang bridge.
Without losing focus.
Yes, that is my primary concern. Like these golems seem distracted, or not golems, elementals seem distracted, and Mogget's the one keeping that happening. So I'm gonna rush over, grab Mogget, make sure she doesn't fall off this bridge.
So it's a free action to step towards Mogget and become close to her, and then it's a free action to grab her. So Mogget, you're no longer teetering.
love that.
I'm just gonna rush over, just grab you. Like imagine you were like sort of almost pushed off the bridge. I'm just gonna grab one of your arms, pull you back on, and be like, you good? You okay?
I'm not paying. The video game is too good, my guy. No response.
Just no response. All right. I assume that's fine.
You do still have a primary action.
Good question. What do I want to do with this primary action? Okay, so these elementals are all seemingly now like pacified temporarily. So I want to try to look around and see if I can identify who put them up to this, maybe. Like, look around in the crowd, see if there's anyone that's, like, looking suspicious. Like, who looks upset, perhaps, that these things are not doing what they were supposed to do. Or, like, try to identify somebody who looks like they're focusing on, like, trying to command them with a spell or something. Like, look around for somebody who looks suspicious. Can I use my sharp eyes from the marksman talent, perhaps, for this?
Yeah, go for it. With the riot going on, this is going to be difficult. So I'm going to say this is a hard roll.
Ooh, it's got a success with a complication.
Okay. So the looking around, you know, the bridge is chaos, but you were kind of suspicious of the situation before it escalated. So you think that if there's anyone on the bridge, kind of controlling them or anything like that, you would have caught it. So instead, you look up at the side of the skyscraper where there's like all sorts of different like balconies and windows, and higher up you see one window where you see a woman looking down on the scene below, who's like definitely paying attention to the earth elementals. One sec. She has straight black hair that comes down to her shoulders and is wearing like a sharp business suit. You notice like a bejeweled bracelet on her right wrist that's kind of like sparkling in different colors. She's on her spell phone and she's like shouting. Like, seems like she's shouting, but she's like behind the glass. The complication is that she notices you looking at her and turns and walks away from the window.
All right, and can I identify where she was from the outside? Like, is she standing in the balcony of like a restaurant, or is it like a personal home?
It seemed like some sort of office building. Not too many details, but I'll say that like, given enough time, you could figure out how to get to that window. Like, you have enough information to get to that window, but you don't know the path yet. If you spent the time to figure it out, though, you remember where it is and could get there.
Okay, cool. I think that's probably my turn then. I'm just gonna like say to no one in particular, because I don't think anyone is close enough to like actually hear me say this. I think I've identified the threat. Mogget is close enough to hear, but Mogget is not paying attention.
But Maga doesn't give a fuck.
Let's see, I'm trying to decide. I don't think I would want to fire some rounds at that window at this point. I think I would just suggest to Maggit, make them walk off the side of this bridge.
You got the wrong one, but sweet idea. Very cool.
I was about to say, can she do that?
No. Would she do that? No.
Okay, so then without a plan, I think that I would take a like a defensive position around Maggit. I don't think I have any type of thing that lets me do that though. Like I
Yeah,
want to,
like,
I want to be
protect somebody
I want to
else.
be reactionary in protecting Maggit's focus here.
Is there a defend somebody else action in this game?
Protect.
I think it's with certain talents.
There's definitely talents that I give you bonuses like that. I was trying to think there's a common action that would fit. Let's see. So some things that could fit here. There's a setup action, which is you disrupt, setup, or otherwise weaken an NPC to make them off balance, granting an advantage on the next roll any hero makes involving them. There's take cover, but that's not for an ally. There's another one too.
I think I'll need to just improvise here and go untalented. And basically what I want to do here is I'm gonna like take a wider stance with my pistol out next to Maggit, and I'm gonna start like shining brighter lights. Like I look like I'm almost like a construction warning sign. And my purpose is I don't want this riot crowd. Like I want to be visible to this crowd of running people to where they avoid our immediate area.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and make that roll. I'm gonna make that easy because the riot kind of started in reaction to trying to get people off the bridge.
Yeah. So I'm thinking like Maggit's got it under control. Ryota's gonna figure it out. I'm just gonna try to keep Maggit's control. But I failed.
Okay. Does anybody want to help, or do you want to reroll?
I've already used almost half my stamina. I think I'm just gonna if I get steamrolled by this crowd or whatever happens.
It will be
whatever.
two complications.
I'm happy to make my gaming to try and use enchantment to like help, like make their display of control part of the game.
Okay.
So it's a little bit more. What do I roll to help?
Just the enchantment die.
How do I? If I just click this, it's gonna roll both. Just roll talent. Never mind. Nope. More complications.
Alright,
Only
so
more.
we're at 3 complications.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's just what it's gonna be.
Alright, so first off, the Earth Elementals, they can't figure out how to play the game. They get bored with it and are no longer dazzled. So
Oh,
you can
right.
also
That makes
stop
sense.
focusing.
Oh, I'm not teetering. Oh, focusing died somehow.
Let's see. The riot, just kind of surges over and like knocks everybody around, so everybody takes 1 point of damage, which goes to health. And the Earth Elementals realize that you're all trying to stop them. So they're going to, because they can move as part of a complication, so the group is going to move towards, well, all 3 of y'all are next to each other now, right? Yeah, so they're
Yeah.
gonna move towards. So now they're close to all three of you. And they're going to deal 1 damage to each of you as they start like pummeling you with rocky fists.
Ooh. Not looking good for LZ1.
Okay.
Hey, can we take a quick bio break before we get into
yeah.
the rest of this?
Sounds like a good idea.
I'm sorry, I forgot my job.
That's okay. We needed it. We weren't at a stopping point until I feel like just now.
All right, so we'll be back in a few minutes then. So, the three of you are on this bridge, now closer to one end than the other, as the earth elementals that had been trying to destroy it come over and start attacking you, as you've been interfering. What do you do now?
I think it is Mogget's turn, correct?
Uh,
I think we've reached a new round, so it doesn't. We can choose whose turn it can be, but yeah, Mogget hasn't done anything
Okay.
for a hot second.
Margit mostly has the one thing to do in combat, so Margit will attempt to enchant again. It will be. Is this more difficult or anything? Because they've.
Yeah.
Well, no. There's nothing. I've got nothing but that, so we're gonna try to enchant again. This is hard.
Yes.
Success with complication.
Alright, so you start focusing again. They are dazzled again. As your magic kind of compels some of them to start pick up the game and start playing again. The complication is that I mean, you're kind of focused on the game right now. The other two of you notice somebody running the opposite direction of the crowd. It's a copper scale dragonkin woman with like a large bag, and she pulls out like not like a professional video camera, but fancier than just like her spell phone, like a pretty nice looking camera, and just starts like recording. Who's next?
All right, I have an idea.
Yeah.
I almost said Will again. Ryota's gonna look down and just watch again, and just like very quickly like peer into the future and just call out to LZ like, hey, whatever you're about to do, watch your left side. And I'm going to be using my forewarn power, where I'm choosing a near hero and they witness an upcoming threat and become protected.
Cool. So that is
So
a power, so you'll need to roll to activate it.
Ah, okay. Divination power.
Yep.
What's the difficulty on it?
Given that you've already used some magic and have a sense of what the future might hold here, I'm gonna make this one easy for you.
Okay. Right.
What'd you get?
Sorry, I forgot you can't see. I got a success with a complication.
Okay. So LZ1, you can add the protected condition.
As is a good and proper.
And the complication.
What if, like, while I'm looking down at my watch, I get punched in the side of the head? Like, no, wait, they're all dazzled right now. They can't do that.
Right. Somebody from the crowd is going to knock you near the edge of the bridge, and now you start teetering.
Great.
Wait, that's what I foresee, or that's what happens?
That's what happens. You don't get to know what you first saw. It's just the next complication that would affect you is ignored.
Okay.
I think is what protected does.
Okay.
We traded some future complication for teetering. is what actually happened.
Yeah.
more or less.
Okay. Well, then
But
I
not unless
want.
you try something risky.
So I want to prevent Ryota from teetering. I will grab Ryota, but at the same time, I'm activating magic power. I am going to heal Ryota with Cure Wounds.
Okay. So go ahead and make a roll for that.
Okay. And then, so you would see my red lights turn blue, and like my arms kind of open up with all this like medical healing stuff come out. But that's automated. I don't use that. I have magic from my engram, so I just kind of hold my hands out and I'm like attempting to heal you that way. So I'm going to roll. What's my fortune die?
Just standard on this.
Okay. Yes. Success with no complication.
Okay.
So can I stop him from teetering and heal him? Is stopping
I
him from
think-
teetering a free action or what?
It should say on teetering. Brian, do you...
Oh yeah, I forgot to actually put that in there. Yeah, I believe we said earlier that it was oh wait, hold on. We said earlier that it was a free action to do that.
Yeah, because I'm like already right by you.
Right.
Okay, so I will heal you. You get two health back, assuming your stamina can take it, I guess. And
So
I
how much?
also
Ooh.
2. It's twice my healing level. And then at the same time, my magic is unstable, so I now have. I'm now empowered.
Cool.
With my chaotic surge. Where's empowered? Gotta find it.
It's one of the common conditions, so yeah, it's not for...
If you go to conditions and you just click, and then you search the plus button and hit search and click search. That's how you get like add new cool conditions to your. Ooh.
And you are still protected as well.
Okay.
So if you want to add protected on there, that's should.
Oh yeah, and I'm protected.
Okay. Who's next?
I think I'm gonna just maintain. Is there anything I can do? I kind of want to. If you want to let me try and, I'm trying to offer these guys up to. I'm trying to like let my patron eat one of these people, but permanently have more permanent connection with one of these people. But that I can't. I don't think I can just say that happens. That isn't the thing.
So that would be, I would say, an improvised action. So.
But I have to continue my. I'm just going to continue my concentration. That's what I'm going to do until something else happens.
So what I'll say is, if you improvise and offer them up to the patron, it will break the focus. But if you succeed with no complications, they'll all start serving your patron. If you succeed with complications, some of them will
serving.
Some of them will become friends of their patron, and some of them will not.
I mean, it's like kind of like serving. That's almost an accurate term. That's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna. No, I'm right now. I'm maintaining calmness. Step 1 is maintain calm. Step 2 is mischief, and we don't have mischief right now.
Okay.
We're not in the mischief zone yet.
All right, I will make. I still get to roll their danger die.
I just get danger died.
Which I don't
Okay.
get to see the result.
Around. Never mind.
So I'm gonna roll a physical die. All right, that's let's see. Okay, so they rolled a complication. Um, I'm gonna say that. Yeah, they're gonna break out of the dazzle. Um, so Ryota, you're up, and they are no longer dazzled.
All right. It's unfortunate we lost our big fightery guy right before a fight started. I am going to fight against the bystander effect by pointing at a specific person, like, you call security. And then I would like, sorry, can you remind me how wide this bridge is that we're standing on?
It's like 40 feet wide. It's big enough to like
Okay.
drive cars over. Not that they have cars here.
Okay. I want to push somebody off this bridge. These elementals are clearly like not going to stop. They're already attacking us. They're almost pushed us off. That means we're close enough already to have that happen. I want to like try to like get like one of them is like I'm gonna say like one of them is like coming after me, and then I want to sort of like do a quick little dodge and push and do some aikido perhaps, and just like as they're charging at me, like sort of like get around them, trip them, make them fall over the edge.
Okay.
That's what I'm hoping to
Yeah,
do.
these guys are pretty big and heavy, so I was going to give you a disadvantage, but using their momentum against them is definitely a better strategy than just trying to shove one off. So make a roll. This is going to be standard.
All right. How about tactics? Does tactic work for this?
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah. Very nice. We love us tech.
Eels. Okay.
Oh, nobody know the joke. Special tactics means nothing to anybody else here, right?
I don't know. I think I'm gonna try a re-roll for for the first time. Just cost 1 stamina, right?
Yeah.
I believe in myself. Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so that's a success with complication. All right, so you knock one of them off. Ooh, it's not to do. Well, okay. You knock one of them off, and then the others, you see them sink into the concrete that the bridge is made out of, but it's kind of like rumbling around, and you see them moving around as if they're like preparing to pop out or do something. But like they're not fleeing; they're still there, but they're like underground.
Oh, they like sink into the bridge.
Yeah.
They are prepared to do something goofy to us.
Uh-oh. All right. Well, I believe that's my turn.
All right. I need to do my thing. I'll turn to Mogget, and I will attempt to cure wounds.
Mogget will accept that.
Okay, so let me roll healing. And I have an advantage because I'm empowered. So what's my fortune die?
Easy.
Success with a complication.
Okay, so Mogget, you heal 2 points. And you see the parts where the concrete is like disturbed by the rocky movement. Half of them go towards. Half of them stay where y'all are. The other half go back towards the part where they were like destabilizing the bridge.
Okay. Wait, so do I get Chaotic Surge again to stay empowered, or will that be on the next one?
Let me see what it says.
I mean, I was empowered, but I also rolled a success using that empowered. So it says this condition ends after the roll, so I don't know.
So I'm going to make a small tweak to it and have it say when you roll a clean success to activate a power. Or a
Gotcha.
success without complications.
Okay. So I'm not empowered anyway.
Yep.
Cool. Notice how often do I get chaotic surge? Because I clicked on mark used on chaotic surge,
So
and now it won't come.
the mark use is just to mark for experience. Not there's no limit to the number of uses of it.
Oh my goodness. All right, let me go through and click on all this stuff. Gotcha. Cool.
Alright, so Mog gets healed, split up. Mogget, you're up next.
We're doing the same thing. Is it more difficult this time? Or
It's gonna be
Uh,
very hard at this point because they're underground.
yeah, no, I've got nothing. I'm gonna back up and try and is the riot over yet?
No.
I'm gonna go try and manage the riot. I'm gonna try and use insight to just manage a riot.
Okay. Do you want to describe that? Like what you're
Just like see where people are freaking out about, like see the flow of traffic, try and like communicate, like use that to make sure, like intuit where people are gonna make mistakes and like shout, be like, hey, so like there's like catch when someone's like about to be is trampled, stuff like that.
Okay.
Appeal to the panic motion. Difficulty.
This will be standard.
Complicated success.
Okay. So the riot is dispersed and everyone gets off the bridge safely. The earth elementals are going to cause the bridge to shake a bit, and all three of you become fallen, which is a condition you can add.
Nope, it's not gonna be there.
Okay, but I do not because Ryota warned me of this.
Yep. So you managed to keep your feet.
Sweet.
No,
I'm useful.
Yep. True.
All right. Ryota, you're up.
All right. So you said that some of these elementals were charging us underground or under bridge.
Yeah.
And then some of them were going back to what they were doing before we showed up.
Well, they're all still underground. It's just
Yes.
you see the rumbling. Some of them are by you. Some of them are back by me.
Okay. It seems like they're getting ready to do some kind of nonsense. And I think it might be time to literally pull out the big guns. So I'm gonna pull out my briefcase, open it up, and there's a gun in pieces in here, like one of those long-barreled sniper rifles, tactical-looking nonsense. Except it's got glowy bits because this is a magical world full of wonder. And then I like reach my hand into it, and I like just grab like the what do you call it? The part you hold. God, there's no way I should have forgotten what that's called. Anyway, it's not handle. That can't be right. It can't be called a handle. And then the rest of the gun sort of that's probably right. I grab the grip and pull it out, and then the rest of the gun floats up and assembles itself onto the gun. I am going to try to wait for a moment when they re-emerge from the ground and take a shot right as they come up.
Alright, so here's how we're gonna do this. They're gonna make an attack with your rifle, and if you succeed with, so they have a complication where they pop up and do some stuff. They're gonna pop up regardless, so you'll be able to land the shot if you succeed. But whether that complication happens or gets interrupted by your shot will be dependent on if you roll a complication.
Cool, I love that. All right, I'm gonna roll marksman.
And
how
what
hard
are
is
the
this shot?
conditions for marksman to get the bonus damage?
To get the bonus damage, they have to be not close to me, and there have to be no obstacles between me and the target.
Okay, so they were close to you before, so I don't know if you mentioned it, but they're gonna you would need to step away from them first before.
But you're fallen, so you can't really do that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you can still shoot. It'll just do 1 damage rather than 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still gonna do it.
Okay.
This is not the ideal conditions for using this gun,
Yeah.
but hey.
All right, so then that's
Sorry.
gonna be. I'm gonna make it hard since you're trying to aim at a target that's about to pop up from underground.
Oof.
But oof.
Oof, indeed. Do I want to re-roll this?
Or someone else can help.
Well, I think everyone else has been using their re-rolls. Well, at least the person most likely to be able to help me has been using his re-rolls too much, and he's gonna die. if he keeps
Wait,
that.
hold on.
Helping does not cost stamina.
Oh, it doesn't? Okay.
But it
No.
risks additional complications if you roll poorly.
I think I'm gonna let you suffer. It's
I
fine.
think
Okay.
I'll step in and aid since I'm still standing up. Let's say I helped by like Ryota was on the ground. Let's say I step over and help Ryota assemble the weapon and get the shot off faster.
Okay, so you want to roll gunnery for that?
Yes. Do I just roll just talent, right?
Yeah.
I succeed.
Nice. Okay. You still get 2 complications, but you do get the shot off. So that's 1 point of damage.
Yeah.
And are you aiming at the group that's by y'all or by the bridge?
I want to take out the ones by the other side of the bridge, I think.
Okay.
Because saving myself right in this particular moment is good, but if the whole bridge falls, then bad things will happen.
That is a worse situation.
Yeah.
Here's what we're gonna do. For the 2 complications, first, the ones by y'all are gonna pop out, and all of you take 1 point of damage. It would have been more except they split up. And then the other group also pops out and starts pummeling on the bridge again. And we're gonna start a clock so that the bridge has 4 health. Each complication that goes towards the bridge reduces it by 1, and if it's reduced to 0, the bridge will collapse and fall. So there are 3 more times that needs to happen before the bridge collapses.
Okay.
Yep, go ahead.
Is that both complications or is still another one?
No, that's both.
Okay. What do you do when you have 0 health?
If you go to conditions, you have desperate.
Okay.
So the only thing
I'm about to do something real desperate.
Okay. The only thing that changes when you're at 0 health is that any damage you take goes to stamina, and any time you perform a primary action, you have to spend 1 stamina. And then if you run out of stamina, you die.
Okay, so that's what I have. Lose 1 stamina.
But if anything restores your health, then the desperate goes away. Can LC
Okay, so what?
Does healing magic work on robots?
I think LZ1 can heal themselves. Why not?
Okay.
I mean, I'm trying to decide if I want to do that or if I want to just grab both of my teammates that are on the ground and just start dragging us towards the end of the bridge. No, I think I'm just going to call for that. I'm going to call out that I think that our time on the bridge should be cut as short as possible. And I'm going to fire off rounds at this elemental that's like closest to us.
Okay. Are you gonna use the gunnery weapon specialty?
I am.
All right. So this let me see. Okay, so you gotta spend 1 ammo, and then
Yeah, where
you...
is my ammo recorded anywhere?
No, you'll have to. I'll eventually put that in, but you can.
Okay. So I'm down to 2 ammo.
And then you can. There's not really a way to do it. What I would do is just. I mean, if you have physical dice, that's probably the easiest way. But if not, you can just do the treat the fortune die as a gunnery weapon die or talent die.
Yeah. Well, so I'm gonna roll my gunnery talent die 3 times.
Yeah.
Okay, so. Okay, 1 miss.
Mhm.
1 hit. 1 miss.
Okay, so that's 1
Okay,
damage.
so I got 1 damage. And I suffer a complication.
Okay. And because there's 2 groups now, they have. I keep forgetting to do the danger die. There's 2 danger dice, but they're smaller. Okay, so no extra complication for that. Let's see. One of them will strike Mogget, dealing 1 damage to Mogget. And now it's Mogget's turn.
Oh yeah. 1 damage to Margit. Is how solved is the riot problem? Is it
The right is
solved?
Yeah, it's solved.
All solved, right?
The lady with the camera recording is still on the bridge, but very close to like the edge, like where it connects to the skyscraper. Other
Sure.
than that, it's just y'all and the elementals on the bridge.
Yeah. Margit doesn't have a lot. Like, you can't put them to sleep. They know I'm doing magic to them. Eldritch Pact isn't doing me any good here. What's the like default actions? Like, there's some like safe. Is there a safe action? Or do I have to roll something?
You can take cover without rolling. You can set up without
Am I still
rolling.
falling down?
Yeah, it's a free action to stand up, but that's your step.
Yeah, I'll stand up. Whatever. I'll just try again with the enchant. I'm gonna just try and enchant them again. Very hard, yeah.
Yeah.
Or very hard, yeah. Hey, success of the complication.
You did it.
Okay. So, which group are you in, Sam?
The golems.
Well, there's a
They're
group
split
close
into
to
2.
y'all, and then the group that's trying to destroy the bridge that's further away.
I'm the group that's closer. The bridge can get fucked.
Okay.
You
So
misunderstood the kind
are
of person I am if you think that I
enchanted.
stopped even for a split second. Thought even for a split second about the well-being of the bridge.
Alright, so the bridge will take more damage, so 2 more hits and then it'll collapse.
You heard it here, folks. Jay hates architecture.
It's true. Well, no, Margit hates architecture, which is true.
Ryota, you're up.
Okay. I want to shout to everyone on the bridge, including the lady with the camera. All right. This bridge is coming down any minute now. It's time to leave. And I would like to try to slip past the ones that are harrying us right now and rush over to where the further away ones are. And can I just like jump on his back and start like stabbing? I think I would like to just jump on its back and start stabbing. With like, I'm sure I've got a knife. Everyone's got a knife.
Okay, So yeah, you can just move in your distance towards the ones that are attacking the bridge. Make a roll to attack.
All right, can I use stealth to like slip out of the way of the ones close to me and just like leap onto one of the ones that is currently destroying the bridge?
Yeah,
and
they're not
paying
focused on
attention
you,
to
so
me?
I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll.
And what's the difficulty on this?
Oh, this will be standard.
Okay. Damn it. All right, I'm gonna let that ride.
That was a no success.
Is a failure. Except failure and 2 complications.
Okay.
This was kind of like a desperate action, not like a planned out action. So things going poorly for this, I think, is feels appropriate.
Yeah, they're gonna deal 1 more damage to the bridge. So the next complication that affects the bridge will cause it to collapse. And let's see. And the one that you like jumped on its back, it like stands up and like knocks you, and you're gonna become fallen on the ground next to it.
Okay.
LZ1.
I'm on the ground, like with the wind knocked down on me, like. I'm
All right.
I'm too old for this.
I think we're at the point where I really do want to actually grab Mogget by the oversized hoodie and dash off of this bridge.
Okay. You'll spend a point of stamina because you're desperate, but that'll be enough movement to get you off of the bridge with Mogget.
Ogden is thankful.
Like,
Do not
chased by elementals.
resist.
Mogget, are you gonna just keep focusing or do anything else?
I'm gonna keep focusing. I'm
I
keeping.
will roll that golem's danger die. It's
Sure.
a D4. If I roll a 4, something might happen. That is a 4.
Fuck off! Get the fuck out of my house!
What's going to happen is, double check one thing. You're not just going to die immediately, but. Alright, so because they were attacking the bridge at like where it connected to the skyscraper. So you're pretty close to the safe spot where you need to get to. So the bridge collapses, sending all of the earth elementals plummeting downward. Ryota, you gain the hanging condition as you're hanging on the side of the bridge.
Oh god. Does that get rid of the fallen condition?
Yeah, you're fallen is like prone from other games, so it's like that doesn't apply anymore. That's gone. But you are hanging. So while you're hanging, somebody can make a roll to try to pull you back up, or you can make a roll yourself to pull yourself back up. Yeah, and it's your turn. I mean, anyone can act here, but we're still kind of in turn order.
So we got off the bridge, right?
Yes.
Like I ran with Mogget.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm just gonna drop Mogget on the ground, and now I'll make like a diving catch to try to get Ryota's hand.
Okay. Do you have a talent you're gonna roll for this, or?
No, I think it's just gonna have to be untalented.
All right.
It's untalented and it's desperate.
Yeah. So desperate means it'll cost you a stamina, and
Yeah.
Untalented. I'm gonna make this a standard roll because you are in full protection mode.
Success with the complication. Yeah, so as I just dive to where the bridge is crumbled, but it seems stable enough at the moment, I'll catch Ryota before he slips. And I'll say, just another day on the job, huh?
Yep, there's another one as you pull me up.
Sorry,
did all of the elementals fall, or just the ones that were in the middle
all of them
trying to
fall.
kill us? Oh, dang, okay. I'm just gonna like lay on the ground for a minute, just like, ugh. Okay.
Fuck me then, I guess.
Then the complication.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what's something that would be good here.
What happened to the lady with the camera?
Yeah, so she
Oh no.
she
Wait.
she pause it, like she puts the camera down for a second, say the y'all are really fascinating. I'm
Oh,
excited.
she
to...
lives?
Yeah, oh yeah, she was like right on the edge when it started clapping,
Oh,
so she was
okay.
able to get off no problem. She
I
says,
figured she fell. I was gonna try to go get that camera.
no. She says, I'm very excited to get this extra footage for my R.A.T.S documentary.
What are you interested in the rats?
Yeah, I think it's an organization that's doing a lot of good here in Hezhane, and not many people know about it. Could you tell me how you found out about the Earth elementals causing that? And she turns the camera on again. So how did you find out about the danger that was happening here?
It's not clever enough to do anything other than just go, we were, right, dumb luck, right place, right time.
She holds the camera down for a second, says, surely you can come up with something more interesting than that, and then puts it back up again.
I'll say, you have footage of us saving everybody on this bridge, right? Like, what more could you need?
Good.
Just want to know how. Okay, tell me a little bit about how you felt dealing with this challenge.
I think can Ryota step forward after like getting himself up off the ground and just like taking a second, just like to curse his luck, and then walk over like, no, I think you misunderstand. Dumb luck is interesting. We're just citizens. We just will happen to be here at the right time. It's just a matter of being the ones to step up.
But you stepped up when no one else did. That's the kind of heroics that I think will earn me the most views. Thanks for your time. I'll be, and she kind of gives you like a business card. Her name is, Varvara Mutafian. As I said, she's like a copper scaled dragonkin. This will be perfect. I'll be sure to keep an eye on all of you, and if you ever see me at any of your future endeavors, just pretend I'm a fly on the wall. Don't worry about it. But if you ever want to provide more interviews or information, I'll be happy to do so.
Ma'am, I must insist that if you're going to be inserting yourself into dangerous situations, perhaps next time stand a little bit further back.
It's scary out there. I was afraid for you.
It's just the
While this is going on, when she asked, "How does this make you feel?" LZ1 was like about to answer when he remembered that he's supposed to be a robot who doesn't feel. So being as I have no health and 1 stamina, I just turned off. I just sat down into a little chair, and now my light is just like very dim, and I'm just resting.
Uh-oh. How heavy is LZ? Like, is it gonna be a struggle for us to carry?
Yeah, I would say that I probably weigh like a dirt bike or something like that. Like not like a big old motorcycle, but like in the realm of a motorcycle's weight. But I mean, like I said, you never really know what my sleep states are. You can just ask, and I'll probably wake up.
This is a moment when we would need Guppy.
And Guppy walks up and offers to levitate LG1 to go where you. So, the good news is you made it to Perla Tower. despite the dangers of the bridge collapsing. Bad news is LZ1 is not in a very fit state at
I
the
was gonna say
moment.
we're not. We made it and then we left. Fuck that.
So I could try to heal myself, but the problem is if I try to heal myself, I could very easily die.
Yeah.
Uh,
No.
Um, there is.
We know how to solve this problem. The way you solve this problem. This problem is a very easy problem to solve, and the way you solve this problem is by not fucking around it, and then not finding out.
Just for now, just rest, LZ. We'll
Yeah.
figure things out.
Wait, I do wanna wake up for 1 second and say, do we plan on just walking into the Oasis in a bottle?
At the time,
No, I
I was
think-
planning on, you know,
Yes, that's my plan. But my current plan is to not do anything. Is to go
Yeah.
home and take a nap. I don't like.
Well, I
I,
just
c-
wanna-
I don't know. Should we discuss like the response to what do we do in response to it's fucked like that? We just like that occupational hazard. Go home. I don't see any other option.
Well, I just
here's
wanna
the thing.
say,
Can
I
we
just
get
wanna
home? I
suggest-
point at the broken bridge.
Yeah, the
Oh,
bridge is
sure.
broken behind us. I just want to suggest that we make an appointment so that we don't get them too on edge as we walk in.
That seems wise.
LZ, you don't eat, do you?
Do I eat?
I assume not.
No, I do not eat.
All right, I was gonna suggest getting a good meal in you, but that's not gonna work.
If we sit at a restaurant, I can tinker with my, broken circuitry and pieces of armor paneling that I need to put back in place or whatnot.
He does a similar thing.
Okay, so for mechanics, to regain stamina, you have to recuperate, which is 24 hours of rest and relaxation. As a robot, you have the artificial hereditary feature, which says that you must spend 1 supply for every point of stamina you recover when you recuperate. So, I mean, you don't really know the state of Blarm right now, but seems like probably the best action is to give LZ1 some time to repair and recover.
Yeah, so I mean, I'll just use 4 supply right now and say this happens over a period of time.
So here's kind of what. So we'll go into like a little brief downtime bit here. So if everybody goes to the activities tab, there's a button that says end the day, which you'll need to press, and then you'll need to spend supply or wealth to eat and sleep. The sleep part is kind of just like paying your rent, essentially. For LZ1, you don't need to eat because you're an android, so you can just mark free for that. And does LZ1 have like a home or like an apartment that he would pay rent for or anything like that?
No, I would imagine that back at Suite 2806, I just wake up next to the desk.
Okay. Yeah, so you don't need to spend supply when you end the day. And then now, after you end the day, I guess you don't even need to click the button. LZ1, you can press the recuperate activity. And then after that, you'll need to mark off force supply. Everyone else has a day of downtime, and there's some different day activities that you can perform. Recuperate will bring you back all your health and stamina. There's other day activities to like gain experience or stuff like that, or gain money. You can also do any number of minutes or hours activities, which include patching up will restore your health at the cost of 1 stamina, and then trading, you can trade wealth for supply or wealth for items or things like that.
Can I use my Eldritch Pact? Go gamble play video games against people to. I don't know if that's enchantment or Eldritch Pact, but like go win little gaming tournaments
As a earn wealth activity?
as an earn wealth activity.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right.
Honestly, I'd
Sorry.
argue that insight is good for gaming competitions, but more so than
Sure.
All right. So sorry. I need to spend 1 wealth, and so I had to spend 2 wealth to like sleep for the night and get some
Yes.
like
yeah.
recuperate and all that
So
stuff.
yeah, y'all left the tower through other means and went back to um, your homes in the Southern Sorcery Tower. Um, so yeah, it's basically 2 wealth for food and sleep for that day, and then the next day is a day of downtime. So Mogget's going to do the earn wealth day activity. LZ1 is recuperating, and then you can do whichever one of the ones you want.
Okay. I think I'm also just gonna recuperate.
Okay.
I'm gonna go. Today is the day I'm gonna go. I think go to the good intentions with my sister and just like tell her about like, yo, this is crazy. Like, look at you, that thing you're seeing up on the news. I was there.
Yeah.
You might, in fact, if you look really closely, I'm in the background of that one scene.
um, yeah, she's very impressed and is shocked that like you were there, but glad that you're okay. And then when you press the button to do the day activity, it'll also prompt you to pay for that day's sleep and meal.
Okay, so I have to actually spend 4 wealth then to.
Right, because you're ending the day twice.
I see. I see.
I'm gonna spend do some amount of part of that is I'm gonna try and make my get Oh, okay. I want to also the thing with doing wealth. Can I lose a wealth to make the Eldritch Offering? That's why instead of getting as much wealth as I did on the earned wealth, I'm gonna make part of that a Eldritch Offering.
Let me look at the. Yeah, that's fine.
Sweet. So I'm gonna lose 1 wealth. And
Okay, I'm way poorer than I thought.
how do I get the wait? Where? Let me. Talents. I don't have. Do I have favored? Do I not have the favored? Wow. I don't have the favored condition.
You need the favored condition to do what you're trying to do?
No, I need the favored condition is what I'm trying to get. I am
Okay.
becoming favored intentionally by my patron.
Go to all conditions. That's where the levels go.
It was all conditions. That makes sense. I went in all hero conditions. Have aboard.
Can I I don't know, maybe this isn't isn't relevant. Over the course of that day that we were just like hanging out, could I have like reviewed any like news footage or anything like that, or perhaps even security cameras if I have access to that, to see like what started this, like who is responsible, or like where these things came from?
Yeah. Go ahead and make a roll.
I have a threat analysis from my tactics, but which lets me observe and get some complications. Although reconnaissance, no, that requires me to be there. But yeah, I think tactics might be relevant for this. Just trying to observe what happened and trying to analyze, see if I can see anything that sticks out to me.
Go for
I'm
it.
gonna try that. What's the difficulty on this?
This will be easy. There's a lot of people trying to investigate what happened. Obviously, this is a huge danger, and there's a lot of traffic that are like people's schedules being disrupted and money that's going to need to go into repairs and things like that.
It's a big deal. One of the bridges fell.
Yeah.
It's been on the news for weeks. Got a success with a complication.
Okay. Oh, I had it. So the complication is that there's no actual footage of the event itself. It seems that Varvara is keeping her footage to herself until her documentary is complete, which means that you don't get any good press from it yet. Like they're not anybody saying like, look at these heroic people who say that. Like that's not happening yet. At least people don't know it was you. But people do know that Earth elementals were involved, and there's a lot of discussion about, how could these dangerous creatures get here? Better control, better things like people need to be working on making sure that we're safe from elemental incursions. And a lot of people are just like, and then there's going to be like crazy tabloid stuff like, is your cousin actually a air elemental or like weird stuff like that. It seems like the news is kind of like emphasizing this fear of elementals and elemental magic in this way. But nothing. Was there something you were trying to look for, like how this started or something like that?
Yeah, seeing like somebody started this up, or like did they just walk up from somewhere, or yeah, like what happened at the very
there's
beginning
some
that we
like
missed?
interviews about people just saying, like people who are there, who are saying like, yeah, I was there, and then these crossing the bridge, and then I just saw the Earth Elementals walk up from the Perla Tower. The one interview you watch is with some people who work for Perla Studios, and that's when you spot the woman that you saw in the window. And she's talking about how terrible the situation is, how they're dedicated to getting the bridge back up as quickly as possible. And where did I? And the little tag at the bottom says her name is Astrid Bertelli. She's Perla Studios director of magical operations.
Oh, so she's like important.
If she's not, she plays one on TV.
All right, I'm sorry. What was her name again?
Astrid Bertelli.
What is the name of the robot people again?
Which
It's like an Italian sounding robot
the
company. Yeah.
Gabrielli Robotics.
That's Gabrielle. Okay, I was making sure there was no link there.
And I think that's where we'll end today's session. Unless you have anything else you want to do before the next day going to Oasis in a Bottle to meet the genie.
Can I just describe how I healed myself this time.
Yeah.
I figured out. So since I was in really bad shape, what I did was I went to a Gabrielli Robotics repair center, and I presented myself for repairs, but I gave like all fake information. So they said, like, you understand you'll be in storage until we receive payment from your owners. So I agreed to that. They put me in storage, and then I pretend to be like turned off, and then I just wake myself up in the middle of the night and just use their facility, and I'm just kind of like walking around amongst all the like beat up robots. I don't really see them as the same thing as me, so I don't try to help them or feel bad or anything, and then I just dip out before the sun comes up.
Hilarious.
Cool. Well, I hope you all enjoy the first session of R.A.T.S, and I'm looking forward to the next one.
I had
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was cool.